and there's a reason I'm sitting. So hey everyone, my name is Olya. If you don't know each other, I'm your breath and movement coach, and today's practice is about breathing and pelvic floor health. So some of you might not even really be familiar what and where pelvic floor is. Others might just think that, well, pelvic floor has something to do with women after they give birth and that weak pelvic floor. So let's get to it. So we start in the seated position, and I want to dedicate a couple of minutes to just even talk about it. So if you don't know where your pelvic floor is, I want you to sit with your legs in front of you and kind of feel the sit bones on the floor. So something like bony landmark can go back and forth, right, left. Maybe there's 5 or 4 inches, maybe a little more in between them. So then I want you to find your tailbone and your pubic bone. So the pubic bone is where your zipper ends, right? So the tailbone is where you would have your tail, if you have one. So this area, between those lines, this is where your pelvic floor muscles are. And it's not just about women. As a matter of fact, most people that have problems and dysfunctions in this area are, first of all, like CrossFitters, weightlifters, long distance runners, people who smoke and cough a lot. Look how much pressure appears in the abdominal if you're coughing, right? So chronic cough. Overweight people. If you're interested and want to learn more about biomechanics and what and how, sign up to my Instagram. So I talk a little bit more about it on my channel. So right now I don't want to spend any time. I just want to make sure that you understand what area we're even talking about and why it's important. It's important because pelvic floor is kind of like a bottom of our container. So our diaphragm, thoracic diaphragm, is the top of the container. Pelvic floor is the bottom of the container, and everything in between is kind of like the mid part of it. And it's one mechanism that works together, works really, really well if you know what you're doing, if you're actually doing it right. If you have dysfunctional breathing, you're probably gonna have problems with your pelvic floor. And if you doing any of those things I just mentioned, and well, our sedentary lifestyle as well, bad posture, all of that really affects your breathing and therefore affects your pelvic floor. That's why I always say that pelvic floor muscles are, it's kind of like a counterpart of our thoracic diaphragm. And if you don't want to end up in adult diapers, so I invite you to start checking and making sure that you're breathing properly. The best part about breathing is, well, breath work, that you can learn how to do it once in a while. Check on it. It's kind of like you go to the doctor once a year and do a little check. So this works the same way. Once you learn how to do it, you'll be doing it for a long time. As a coach, I don't need you as my forever client. It's great to get to know you, but I want you to do it on your own. I want your optimal health, and I'm all about something simple, something easy, something fast. All right. If you have any questions, comments, I will reply to you. And if you have any problems, I will try to just maybe give you an exercise that will be targeted for your specific problem. But let's talk, let's chat. But right now, let's start working so you don't waste any time. And you know what, let's start in this position so you can be seated cross-legged. If it's really hard for you, you can sit like this, or just bring a pillow or yoga block under your butt. We start here, and we go back to what we've done in the first 2 classes. We go back to and remind how we breathe properly, what we focus on, what muscles we focus on. Put one hand on your belly button, one hand on the chest, and then close your eyes and start breathing, start connecting to our body. And all what we do for the next 30 seconds is just observe our breath. And I want you to focus on inhalation and making sure that on the inhale, your belly is expanding forward. That's a proper breathing. There are quite a few people out there, they're reverse breathers, meaning that when you inhale, your belly button actually gets closer to the spine, and that's reverse breathing condition, and that's really not how we want to breathe. So just focus. I'm not trying to tell you to change something, but observe and see how you're doing it right now. So inhale through the nose, shoulders are relaxed, your facial muscles are relaxed, keep your eyes closed. Try to relax your back and your shoulders. Scan your body up and down. Inhale, you expand your belly. Imagine that you're blowing air into the balloon. So where does the air go first? In the bottom of the balloon. And then slowly, as you inhale, as you fill it up with more air, you fill up the top parts. So the same thing here, you start with the bottom. So your belly expands, your chest, and then on the exhale, your chest goes down and your belly descends, goes down. Just a couple more breaths here. And exhale, inhale, and exhale. You can breathe in your own tempo. It's your morning. Again, if you observe that you're breathing in the opposite way, reverse breathing, this is what we're working on here. It's the functional breathing training, and I want you to learn how to do it the most properly and optimally for your health. All right, so now I want you to place your hands on your rib cage. So the bottom rib, I want you to make sure that your shoulders are relaxed. So if you're placing in the top part of your ribs, your shoulders will go up. So try to relax them as much as possible. And look at me, and my back is straight. So imagine that there's a string pulled from your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head. You can even roll your shoulders. Imagine that you're tucking in your tailbone just a little bit. And now, again, we go into the exercise we've done in week number 2. And close your eyes, and now inhale into your hands and try to expand your chest, your rib cage, 360. This is our 360 breath. You're breathing low, meaning in the lower part of our body, and we're expanding our body, 360, so front, back, and the sides. I'm going to get a little closer so you can see what happens. So when you inhale, you see how my sides are expanding, and when I exhale, my rib cage narrows. I'm not bringing my chest forward, so it doesn't happen like that. No, my shoulders are down. And again, it might be just an intention for you. This is just a reminder of what we've done in the previous class. Inhale and exhale, slow and controlled. You're breathing through the nose, and we focus to keep the tongue at the roof of our mouth. Don't ask me why. This is where it should be. Again, if you're interested, type comments. And after the class, I'll see them all, or go on my Instagram, it's the same. And I talk a lot more about the science of breathing, if you're into that. All right, great. Those exercises we've done in the previous week number 2, so we'll be going back to them more and more. And right now I want you to start in the laying down position, so just stretch on the floor. You don't see my legs very well, but I extend my legs and extend my arms, and let's just stretch here. Give it a good stretch. Point your toes and flex your toes. Point your toes and flex your toes a couple of times. Stretch. Inhale and exhale. And relax your whole body. You can stay laying on the floor, and we'll go into the pelvic floor exercise. Pelvic clock, actually. So some of them might be familiar from Pilates class. So imagine a clock where your pubic bone, where your zipper ends, is number 6. So 6 o'clock, this is your 12 o'clock, and be moving from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So we inhale and we arch our back, lower back, and we exhale. Our tailbone goes up and the lower back gets closer to the floor, and there's more pressure in this part. So your knees are bent, your feet are on the floor, your neck is on the floor. If you need, you can put a little pillow, or just hold your hand if you're in really uncomfortable position for your neck. So we all are a little different posture. So let's do 5 or 6 here. See the movement. It's a very small movement, but it's very relaxing for the lower back, for pelvic floor. It brings some more heat by doing that, the blood flow. So from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock, you inhale and exhale when your lower back is all the way on the floor. You inhale, like your belly goes up. You exhale, your belly descends. So your tailbone goes up just a little bit, like someone's pulling a string here. Up and down. And now imagine that your hip bones 3 and 9 o'clock, and you go from side to side. Your knees will be moving a little bit as well. Go from side to side, continue breathing through your nose. Your tongue is at the roof of the mouth. I'll be reminding all these little things. Move. And now make a full circle from 3 o'clock to 6 to 9 and 12. Might feel some tension one part or another. Maybe it feels like there's more in the 6 o'clock or 3 or 9 o'clock, or it's just overall tight, which is very common. Because we sit a lot, our hip flexors are tight, so we'll work on that as well. It's really hard to just work pelvic floor muscles without really stretching all other muscles, because everything is interconnected. So if you're moving clockwise, just start moving counterclockwise. Just a few more movements here. Then relax, neutral position, and your knees are still bent, feet are on the floor. I want you to just bring your legs to one side and back to neutral. When you bring your legs to the side, you exhale. And when you bring them back up, you inhale, exhale. And if it's too hard, you can inhale here and bring them up on the exhale. And exhale. You can even push with your arms that are positioned on the side and help it. Just feel the stretch in your psoas muscle. It's a big muscle, the lower back, and it goes all the way to your groin. This is how we relax our lower back. A couple more movements here. Just pick up your speed. If you want to go faster, go faster. If you want to go slower, just enjoy every movement, every centimeter of it. Great. And now bring your legs up and just shake them off. Amazing. Fantastic. So your feet back, and I want you to find big hip bones and just massage them one side, another side. I do it, you can do it on one side first and another, then move to opposite side, or you can do both at the same time. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, massage right over here. This is your big hip bones position right here. So much easier if you do it in the laying down position. So might be kind of painful when you're doing it. So you don't want any pain, but you should really feel it. If there's one spot that you want to target more, stay there for a little bit longer. A little bit longer, great. Amazing. All right, so come up through the side and the feet are in front of you. You have support with your arms in the back, and now we'll be just opening one leg at a time. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Some of you might be really easy, for others it's actually tight. Just depend on where you are, but let's just do 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. You stay on our sit bones, and we'll be traveling back and forth on our mat. If you're on the carpet, if you're on the hard floor, probably not very comfortable. So sit bones, remember we found them in the beginning of the class. So let's start moving forward and back. Try to keep your back straight and bend your knees a little bit. And let's just do a couple of those back and forth. All you're trying to do, you're trying to bring some more blood flow in this area. You're trying to stretch those muscles, bring more flexibility and mobility. If you're not flexible, if you're stiff, this is where all the injuries come from. Any kind of stagnation in our body, that's the foundation for disease to happen. Just think about the water, some pond. If there's no movement, what do you see there? If the river is flowing, if it's moving, it's nice and clear. Well, metaphorically speaking. So, all right, great. Shake your legs off, sitting in your sit bones, and just shake it out. You're in really, really good shape. And let's release a little bit more of our lower back. I want you to inhale and go down. Again, bend your knees as much as you need to. They might be like that. As long as you feel stretch in your lower back, this is what I want from you. You're all very different. It's not a ballet school. And inhale and exhale. On the inhale, since our chest is placed on our thighs, well, mine is, so I want yours to be as well. I want, when you inhale, feel the expansion in your rib cage in the back. Imagine that you have wings growing, opening up. Just think about 360 breaths. So your rib cage is expanding, right, left, front, and back. And if it doesn't, it's not that there's something wrong with you. It just means that we need to stretch those muscles more. And this is why we are here. There are some different tests that we can do. And usually start with them when I train individually. But stick around and you're going to be there. All right, come back here. Amazing. Your feet are together in front of you. And I just want you to go from right to left. If you're over here, that's totally fine as well. Again, just going from one sit bone to another. And our knees are open, just like a butterfly. Perfect. So left leg, right leg straight, bend your left. If it's too much for you, bring the pillow, again, a yoga block under your butt. Because for some of us, not as flexible. So, and we'll be switching, extending left and bringing the knee closer to you. And we'll do 10 here. 2. Keep your mouth closed, your tongue on the roof of the mouth. 4. If you need some support, your arms are here for support, but try to keep your back straight. Inhale and exhale. You can slow down, you don't have to be as fast as I am. And just a couple more. Great. And ditch that yoga block, that pillow. Get my hair in the bun. So now I want you to go in the tabletop position. Yoga Pilates people might know this reference. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, your back is straight. So I don't want any of that for now. So this is your neutral position. And we'll do cat and cow. Again, very similar to Pilates and yoga, but we'll do it a little bit differently because we'll focus on the breath here way more than Pilates exercises require. So we inhale, we go into the cow pose. So we bring our belly button closer to the floor. We extend our neck and look up, our chin goes up. We inhale, now exhale everything out, then arch your back. Tuck in your chin closer to your chest. Exhale everything out. Empty your lungs. And you start inhaling, going to cow again. And do a couple more here. And we modify. So we inhale, and then exhale. And when you exhale, at the same time, squeeze your pelvic floor muscles. The same muscles, imagine when you're urinating and you need to stop the flow, that those are the muscles you're squeezing. And the next time you're doing it, so you can try, I don't recommend to do it all the time, no, but if you're not sure where they are, this is one of the easier ways to find some of them. Exhale, exhale everything out. Your belly is almost glued to your spine. Push all the air out. And squeeze your pelvic floor muscles just for a second or two. Inhale. And stay here. You might be really tight and feel it in your lower back in this exercise. You can stay in each pose for a little bit longer, so your movement is always following your breath. Squeeze your pelvic floor muscles. Inhale and exhale. We'll do 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale everything out and come back to neutral. So now I want your knees a little bit wider than your feet, and we'll be moving our body. We're not arching our back, we're just moving our body back. We can just move a little bit forward. So your glutes are closer to your heels. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, we're going back. Again, you might be all the way down there, might not be. It just really depends. So you can bring your knees and mat distance apart. And go back and forth. Again, pick your speed, your rhythm. Inhale. Exhale, you go down. Your back is straight, so we're not doing this. We are keeping the back straight. If I put the glass on your back, it'd still be there. 3, 2, and 1. And now bring your knees closer. Now left knee is in front of the right knee. So just like that. Actually, let me do it on the other side so you can see it more. And you're doing the same thing, so you're bringing your butt back, but your right knee is a little bit in front, just maybe 3 or 4 inches in front of the left. So feel the pull a little bit differently in the left glute. I don't want you to go sideways, I want you to go back. And this movement is much smaller than the previous one. Don't forget to breathe, and now switch. Great. Just a couple more here. Back and forth. Amazing. Great. Now just warm up your hands. And warm up your lower back. That area you're just working on, the lower back, your kidney area. Warm it up. Bring some heat. And this is what you can do throughout the day. This is my little trick. When you're sitting a lot, rub your hands and warm up this area. A little bit more heat, a little bit more blood flow. Doesn't take too long, but really does the trick. So shake it off, roll your shoulders. This is your main, the cat and cow is your main breathing exercise with the pull of pelvic floor muscles. So I want you to practice this along with the exercises we've learned in the first and second week, the rib cage and the hand on the belly, so diaphragmatic breathing where your shoulders are down. Those 3 exercises, just a couple minutes every single day. Functionally, it really works magic. Once our breath is lower, once our breath is 360, our whole body starts feeling better, our immune system gets boosted. It feels like something very small, but in reality, it really gets us long-term, much healthier, much better health. And this is what my goal is here. So I combine ancient breathing techniques. Breathing is not new, breathwork is not new, so and exercises, targeted exercises. Previous weeks we worked with our chest, pelvic floor, very important. We target different areas because your body is one mechanism and we want it to work really well, work seamlessly when you be healthy. So stick around on Wednesdays, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Just subscribe and you'll get an announcement what times it's going to be, but you can always watch the recording. Comment, follow my Instagram, Olya Sachenkova, and let's be friends. Ask questions. I'm here for you. Have an amazing day, amazing week.